It's a done deal, people. Microsoft officially owns Activision Blizzard King. They paid $68.7 billion, and they are officially owned by Microsoft. What does this mean for the future? Well, in the coming months, they say these games that are owned by Activision Blizzard King, they'll be on Game Pass in the coming months. They didn't give specific dates for all of them, but they're coming. And then they had to make deals, like Sony, Nintendo, and them, like for Call of Duty for 10 years, all that stuff. But basically, I always said this was going through, even when big YouTubers were saying it was going to be blocked. And I was still sticking with it going through, even when that was happening. I'm not saying I'm the only person that I was like such a genius or anything, but I did stick with it. And but yeah, it's officially over. Finally, it was a ride. It was definitely a ride to follow this. I even made a video saying how I was sick of it. That was actually when the videos saying it was blocked were coming out. That's when I was saying I was sick of it. But man, like when they start January 2022 or something like that, when it was announced, this went all the way to October 2023, man. That's a long time. I mean, it is the biggest acquisition of video game history, so there's that. And Sony tried to stop it. Jim Ryan, who's retiring in the spring, he tried to stop it as much as he could. But he did not stop it, and it's going through. I do not think this makes Microsoft a monopoly. I still think they're in third place, but I don't know what they're going to do next. That's what I'm wondering. And Kingdom Hearts is the series I follow. Square Enix is the publisher slash developer I care about because of Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what's going to happen to that. I hope they stay independent. I know last year I said I wanted Sony to acquire them, but that was because Square Enix at the time, they were not making console games anymore, really. It was just mobile games and live service games, and I didn't like that. And I thought if Sony came in and acquired them, they would make more console games, invest more money into making them faster, like speed up the development times and all that. But the recent CEO of Square Enix, he just said that he was going to do that anyway. So now I'm thinking they don't need to be acquired anymore. But I don't know. I'm not a business expert. I don't know everything going on at Square Enix. I know they lost $2 billion in value not that long ago since the release of Final Fantasy 16. I've already talked about that. I talked about it in a video not that long ago, and I also talked about it in a comment below that video where I expanded more upon that. But I think there were multiple factors that factored into that. But that's not what this video is about. But yeah, basically, what I care about is Kingdom Hearts first and foremost. I even said in a video recently I was planning on getting a PS5 because I was like thinking, oh, Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth are coming out, and then I was like literally about to buy the PS5. It was, I don't remember, it was the 1st or 2nd of October, maybe not like October 2nd or something. Maybe it was the 1st. It was the early in the month. I was about to buy it. I think it might have been the 1st. And the delivery date was the 6th, and it was supposed to thunderstorm, and I didn't want it delivered during a thunderstorm because I didn't know if I was going to be home or not. So I didn't do that. And then like 2 days later, I was at Walmart, and I was feeling the DualSense controller, which is this controller here. This is the new, I mean, it's not new now, but like for this generation, it's new for PlayStation, where they have this shape. The controls are the same, but the DualShock fit perfectly in my hand. It always did. But now it's bent. Like the handles or whatever you call these things, they were bent. so I couldn't fit my hands on the controllers that well at all, and it was really uncomfortable. I couldn't get my fingers on L2, L1, and R2, R1. I couldn't fit like my hands on it completely, and the analog sticks are a lot smaller now. Maybe not a lot smaller, but they're smaller. It's definitely a noticeable difference, and at least from PS2, and it even is from PS4 too. Mainly PS2 that I remember, because PS2 was like my favorite. That was the PS2 was the standard, the gold standard for me, and it's not the same anymore. They changed it too much. I do not like the controller. So yeah, it was disappointing, but and I also don't like the look of the PS5. I don't like that it's white. I don't like that it lights up when you turn it on. I don't like any of that. I'm not a fan of the size of how big it is. It's not like a big deal, but the controller was the main thing that I didn't like about it. Um, but yeah, so I'm back to square one. I don't know what console I'm getting. It's going to depend on what platforms Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming out on, which they still have not announced yet. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm back to square one. So has nothing to do with this acquisition. I'm just saying, like, I really don't know. I don't care about Activision Blizzard King at all. It's Kingdom Hearts that I care about. So we'll see what happens with that. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think about Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard King, the whole situation. Let me know what you think of the PS5 controller. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I'm not a fan of it. Let me know if you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. Let me know if you're looking forward to the NG Switch, the next Nintendo console, because I have my eye on that. I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 4 didn't tell us the platforms because they're waiting for that console to be announced. I'm not saying they had to wait for it. They could have just told us later it was coming out on that console. But they still haven't told us. I don't know if they're waiting for to see if Square Enix is going to be acquired or something, or if they're waiting for a deal to any type of deal to go through for exclusivity or something, which I don't really think would make too much sense considering Kingdom Hearts just recently became multi-platform, and they sell better that way. They've openly told us Kingdom Hearts 3 was the biggest game in the series, and that was multi-platform. But yeah, that's where I stand right now. I think Square Enix should not be acquired. Kingdom Hearts should stay multi-platform so people can have options and not have to buy like one console just for Kingdom Hearts, because there are people that would do that, including me. Um, and I'm only getting one console this generation, and we don't even know if it's going to make the generation. We don't know if Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to make this generation yet. They haven't confirmed that. I'm assuming because it's on Unreal Engine 5, it shouldn't take as long as Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's still going to take a while because they said in April 2022 that the game was still in early development and they were still picking Disney levels. To me, that sounds like it's at least 4 years away since when they said that. There's a news drought right now, so they're working on Kingdom Hearts 4 and Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, waiting for information on that. I think they're waiting for this Final Fantasy flood of games that have been coming out lately. They're waiting for that to happen. I hope Missing Link comes to PC like Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is. So we'll see what happens with all that. It'd actually be better if it could be ported to the console, if anything. So that'd be my first choice. But if they can get it on PC, it's better than the smartphone. I think I hate playing smartphone games. So like Candy Crush. I mean, Candy Crush. It's not so bad, but it's like ridiculous where it's just like it's a repetitive game. I play it with my nieces sometimes, and then it's like, oh, you played a certain amount, you have to pay if you want to play at all for the rest of the day, and it's like ridiculous. I'm not saying Kingdom Hearts does that specifically, but they make it where like you might reach a certain enemy that might be tough to beat, but you have to like either train on the smartphone if you like training on there, which I don't, or you might have to buy like advanced medals or cards or whatever is in the game. In this game, it's not medals or cards for Missing Link. It's just like the console game. So I don't know what the battle system's totally going to be like. But yeah, I hope it comes to PC. If it doesn't, I hope it gets ported to the console. I hope there's a way to do that. I've heard that that's been done before for mobile games. And I'm going on and on about this, but that's where we're at right now, people. I always act like I'm going to wrap up the video. Like, subscribe, comment, or, do whatever you want. I don't have to tell you what to do. You get it. You get how life works. You get how YouTube works. It's up to you. I'm going to end the video now. I'm going to wait till it gets to the 10-minute mark. I don't know why I'm going to do that. All right. Goodbye, everybody.